Okay, so it's like 101, July 7th. 14 days until the big 2-6. No longer halfway through anything. I was, so obviously I can't sleep, that's why I'm here doing this right now, but I just elaborating on that. Insomnia, sure, but also because I've been in and out of consciousness all day. I've been so tired and just exhausted. And naturally, as a consequence, I can't sleep when it's actually nighttime. But I was always partial to night, anyways. I'm surprised how many people are actually still out and about right now at 1 a.m. Like, I'm just looking, and I'm seeing multiple people riding their bikes. It's strange. I guess in Vancouver it's a bit different, because if I'm out this late, it's because I'm fucking shit-faced in downtown. But like back at wherever the hell I'd be living at the time, even then it would still be fairly quiet. And I'm definitely in a much smaller city than in, parts of North Van and whatnot. And I'm surprised with how many people are going by. Regarding why I'm deciding to do this right now, it's been less than 24 hours since I filmed and uploaded my last one. While I was walking to the store to grab food, I'm fucking hungry. I'm out of food again as well. I kind of got hit with the realization that, like, two big things. The first thing I'll mention, because it's short, just over a week ago now, it's been a full decade since I've kind of been on my own. Hold on a sec. No, 9 years. It's been 9 years. It's even more iconic. Almost a decade. Is that right? When did I move out? I would have been doing grade 12. Okay, yeah, it's been 9 years. It's been just over 9 years. And that kind of just, I don't know, I just had that realization. And I started reflecting, and so now I'm obviously here doing this. But part of that reflection is also like, sorry, I'm listening to music right now. Reflecting on the past 6 months, I thought maybe it was a good idea to jump in. As I'm obviously over like the halfway point, or like my 6-month point with doing these, but that's because I started in November, so month 11, it's a bit of an odd month to kind of, I guess, base this shit around. But 6 months through this year, and I guess luckily enough, my birthday happens to be on the 7th month, so it's the first month of the second half. And then just kind of reflecting on being 25. My 25 years of existing, I've never had a single year that has, that expression, there are decades where nothing happens, and there are weeks where decades happen. It's 25 was that for me. And that one, in the past year alone, it's been fucking insane. The amount of shit that I've done, I've been doing. And I'm smiling right now because I'm thinking about, like, damn, it's like, for me, it's impressive how big it is, because it's like how unbelievably small and insignificant my existence has been prior to then. Most of it's my own fault, of course, but like some of it's circumstantial. And nothing's gonna really change that other than me, which is like, again, that's its own fish to fry. It's its own. I should really stop making jokes like that this early in the video. At least wait until it's been 25 minutes, because everyone's clicked off by then, so no one's gonna hear me say the most vile shit. To my own credit, it's been like, it's not like just shit's been happening to me so much as I've just kind of been doing shit, but at the same time, it's like at the cost of what? It's so much drinking, and I think I started smoking weed just over a year ago. It's not like I do it a lot, though. It's very infrequent. But for drinking, it's just been a little over 2 years now since I've started. And the amount I've done in that time is, well, let's just say I'm making up for lost time. It's insane. And that's obviously had an impact on me and my well-being. But the thing is I'm so fucked up already the impact alcohol's had on me is negligible. It's just like a different kind of suffering, in the sense that, like, okay, cool, my stomach lining has been completely shredded and I'm not able to absorb nutrients. I was already like that. Like, it's just now manifesting in a different, it's like the symptoms have just changed. That's all. And I'll take it any day of the week, because mentally I've never been so fucking, like, I want to say happy, even though it's like, I know it's not like real happiness, but it's like, even when I wasn't, there was no fake happiness either. It was just complete, like, it was an abyss. It was just a vacuum of apathy and nothingness. And so, yeah, I would take being an alcoholic any day of the week, because I'm just objectively happier by every metric conceivable. And my physical well-being, I'm probably the most fit I've been in my entire life. Just insane for me, because of just how poorly I'm treating myself. But it's the first time in my life I'm treating myself poorly, doing things I enjoy. And it's not just like, well, I'm treating myself poorly because I hate myself and now I hate life, and I choose to just do nothing. And so I rot and sedentary. I don't know. It's a bit of a conundrum. So, I mean, that's just reflecting on my whole 25. And then obviously there's a lot more to say. I just want to make sure I stay on track with the main thing that got me to want to sit down, which is like the past 6 months have been chaotic. The past year more so, there's a lot's been going on there, and the amount of times I've moved, those the revolving door of, like, I wanted to avoid as much as possible, but yes, women, and unfortunately I feel like starting from 20 and up has been kind of like, all right, restarting my whole life. I was 19 when that started. So it's been almost 7 years. No, it has been. It's been 7 years, just over 7 years a week ago. What the fuck did I move out? I moved out and left around the same time of year. That's fucking... It's confusing for me. Okay, so it's the same anniversary. It's just a 2-year difference. So I moved out to Van just over 7 years ago. And so that for me was like a fresh start. And my goals to do all that was like, start from scratch, no expectations, just go to school, fucking finally graduate, figure out what the fuck you want to do for post-secondary, figure out what you want to do for a career, and let's restart life. Like, just literally start from scratch and just restart life. So, I mean, I did restart my life, but all I did was graduate from high school. And then because again, I just couldn't find myself. I still was lost for basically the entire time there. And yes, we have to talk about fucking pandemic shit, because it's like, life literally just completely froze and halted, and there was nothing. And I did nothing. Well, that's partially true. I did stuff. I just didn't do the things that I would have called my main goals. It was a lot of side questing, I suppose. But, like, I felt so unbelievably unfulfilled. I was just jumping between different jobs. I completely gave up on school. Like, I tried and picked up 3-4 times, and that was a catastrophe. I still never, I thought I had enough time, but it clearly wasn't enough time, and I just never fully recovered from 12 years of that. And then obviously I never recovered from the biggest thing, which unfortunately I don't actually recall how much I've talked about it on these different journals. Everything's a blur, but it's always a blur. Regardless if I'm drunk or sober, I can never remember anything. That's the sad truth. I'm not just saying that, I genuinely mean that. The amount of content I can recall while drunk is about... I take a 10% hit on my memory, because I genuinely just can't. Everything's just a blur. My mind is always just shuffling memories, and it's trying so desperately to suppress and forget everything, because everything's just so miserable. There's just nothing happy to remember, so why remember at all? So I just can't believe how many people are still out walking. It's just so surprising. Fuck. It's been a rough 6 months. And yet, out of all the 6 months periods of my life that have been rough, it's the best. And I would say the first 6 months of being 25 were fucking like, holy fucking shit, insane. But there was also a rough, like, 2-month patch there as well. It was a bit more than 2 months. I probably spent 3 fucking solid months of being like, holy shit, I'm rotting and this is misery and hell. And yet, despite that, the time I had that was so good, it was like so insanely like life-changing. Like it's small shit that it just, my life is so devoid of any joy that those small moments meant everything to me. They literally like were perspective shifting. Which is funny because I felt my entire life I've kind of been like someone in Plato's cave, but I was never actually allowed to leave the cave, where like the one guy leaves and he experiences and he comes back and tries to tell people. I've been alone in the cave the whole time, staring at shadows, but just above it all there's been a slit in the hole, like a slit in the rock, so I've always known there's been something beyond that. And for a brief moment I walked to the door and I could see beyond it, but I could never really go past that. It was like staring at the under end of a tunnel, you know? I could just see outside, but the details were always fuzzy and whatnot. And it was torture knowing I had to remain in that cave, knowing how good everything around me could be, and I just was trapped here. What was the point of continuing to exist if I can never leave? And I dislocated my limbs and broke my bones and everything just so I could taste but like an ounce of fresh air, and I could see the light. And it was physically exactly what I could have imagined, but the resonance within me, that kind of emotional, it was nothing I could have ever imagined. It was like seeing a color for the first time after being alive for 200 years. It just, my mind is like, it's indescribable. And of course the pain that followed immediately after, well, that's more describable because I'm just so accustomed to it. Even if it was new depths I've been falling for so long, I've always known that I could keep going down, so it's just not surprising. It really just is whatever. Nothing in the abyss surprises me anymore. You know, I'm only surprised with how unsurprised I am. But the past 6 months, it's just been a bit disappointing because as much as I've done a lot of crazy fucking insane shit the past 2 months, and it was obviously in and out with certain things, with back like when my last season of work, that was a very hit or miss season. There was a lot going on, but you know, still exciting, still fun. I met a lot of nice people, and it's just, yeah, and there was a lot of really good things and a lot of really bad things. But like how I rate it overall, it's like objectively I feel like it's shit, but like subjectively I feel like it was really good, which is just different for me. It's just not something I can really like say that happens a lot for. But I'm also my harshest critic, so it's hard for me to be truly objective when it comes to me. Anything with me is just, you know, let's talk about like the past 7 years of my existence and how little I've accomplished. But objectively, there's been a lot that I've done. I just can't recognize those things as being things that I've done, because they just don't matter. In the grand scheme of like my grandiose and everything, it's like, it's irrelevant, it's small, it just doesn't matter. But then there are the small things that even I have to admit are profound, because it's like some of the people I met for my job up at the mountain, I mean, it's been a snowballing effect where it's like this person, then the next person, the next person. It's just because I'm talking to more and more because of the initial person before me. Like, it was a domino effect, and then I'd eventually just meet the right people who said the right things that put me on a certain path to do certain things. I've always been more of like an independent mind in the sense that I'm very, I don't really take input well. I take everything with a grain of salt because I don't really trust anything or anyone, because I lived so much of my youth like that, kind of like doing X, Y, Z, or trusting A, B, and C blindly because I was led to believe that I could. everything I'd ever been taught was that. And it's like, I don't trust the things outside of my immediate bubble, but everything within it, I have to trust. And I did. And one after another, I'm either let down, failed, or betrayed. Everything felt like a betrayal, though, because I put so much faith in them, and I even questioned them, and when questioned, they are either offended or they did so much to reassure me, but the first mistake was thinking that I was a normal child. I 2 years of consciousness where I actually got to enjoy being a kid, and the rest of it was thrown asunder, and it was like I was a grown-up trapped in a child's frail, weak body with a pathetic heart that gave out so quick. And I still put my faith in people because that's all I could do. There was no faith to be had in myself, because it's time after another I'm just proven to be too weak and pathetic to do anything. And one after the other, they fall like dominoes, just betraying me and my trust, and informing me that there was nothing I could count them on, and it was all on me, and I had to do everything. And they look at me like I'm some sort of parasite for leaning on them, when it was like, I do everything in my power to stay out of your way because I'm so afraid of being a burden. And the one time I lean for you, you crumble like a fucking brick wall on top of me. And it's all my fault. Because I relied on you? People can't be trusted. Oh, parasites. There's a lot of years of reforming that happened in, I would say, those 7 years. It was a lot of rebuilding, a lot of starting from scratch, a lot of just tearing apart myself and burning through the last of my embers and scouring through the fucking ashes to just build what I could from nothing, and learning to make peace with my own distrust with myself and everything around me, and having to acknowledge the fact that that's never going to go away, but it's not also, I can't vilify it because I have to, it's me at the end of the day. It's me. No matter how much I resent it and hate it and it ruins everything around me, it is me, and I can't ever get rid of that, and I just have to come to peace with that, because if I don't, I'll never be able to move beyond just what's in here, and I need the world around me, because I'm unfortunately still human, no matter how little that feels true. I still need people, I'm still sociable, I still require connections, I need love, I need friendship, I need family, I need all these things, and it's so hard trying to unlearn what I had to learn in order to survive. And despite knowing all these things, and despite all the improvements I've made, despite all the people I've met, the friends that I've met, and those that have helped me kind of like see things a certain way, which is like, I'm gonna absolutely jerk myself off right now and glaze myself and say like, it's massively on me for tearing down my own walls to allow myself to even acknowledge or accept that and believe in them when they say that they believe in me. Because 10 years ago, I would have just looked at them like they were some fucked retard and told them to fuck off. What kind of moron puts their faith in me? Why would I listen to a stupid person's opinion? If you're dumb enough to believe in me, you're too stupid to be giving advice. Everyone around me is inferior to me intellectually, at the same time better than me in every conceivable way. Paradoxical, and yet it's somehow always true. I'm always the worst person in every room and the greatest person in every room. Only when it's convenient to me. You're trying to help me? You're a fucking moron. You're a dumbass. I can't listen to you. You can't be trusted. Remove me from the equation. You're better than me in every conceivable capacity, and I should just kill myself because I'm insignificant and meaningless, and I compare myself to every situation. And that's the other big thing too with like the past 7 years, the things that I've accomplished. It's objectively significant considering how little we're starting from. Like proportionally, it's massive. especially when compared to every other aspect of my existence. But comparatively to everything around me, it's so unbelievably small and insignificant. It just makes me want to give up, because I just can't help but realize, and this isn't something from the past 7 years. I've always been like this. I just look at everything around me and I think to myself, it requires so much effort from me to achieve so little. How can I ever compete with anyone else? And it's not just about competing or winning against the people. It's just like, I just see them and they look so happy, and I just want that. And if it requires this much for me to even like attain like a 1% of that joy, then what hope do I have to ever truly be happy? It just seems so meaningless, and it's futile. It's futile to try, because I'm just gonna keep feeling worse and worse. And yet at the same time, I know now it's like, it's better to just fall and fail than to just sit around and do nothing. But I'm just so apathetic. I'm just so familiar. I'm so comfortable with that stagnation that it's impossible to push past it, because as much as I hate to admit it, I'm only fucking human. And therefore, I am still susceptible to the same downfalls of every other man. We leech on to these familiarities because it's just, it's familiar, it's comfortable, it's disgusting. I hate it. I hate every aspect of me that's human. I wish I could just embrace being a horrible monster and a demon. I just want to be terrible and not have any remorse, because life would be so simple. I could do so much too if that were the case. It's insane how much I could achieve by just being a horrible human being. Like, actually, I could be proud for once in my existence if I was just horrible. If I was just a terrible person, I might actually be happy. It's infuriating knowing that, and still being too pathetic to do anything about it, or being capable of just giving up on being whatever the fuck kind of facade, cheap imitation of being good is that I've acquiesced for myself. It's infuriating. It's so infuriating. Stuck in limbo. Morally, ethically, mentally, emotionally, physically. I'm not happy with the past 6 months, and yet I have to acknowledge that it's been good. I'm just really frustrated. I was talking about before I disembarked, I talked about how, when I landed, it was do or die. I was either gonna hit the feet running or fall and never get back up, and it really does feel like I fell and I haven't gotten back up. I've done so little with my time here. And yet at the same time, I go through my Instagram stories and I look at how much I have actually done, the amount of, the sheer amount of fun in drinking I've had. In 2 months' time, I probably spent, and I mean this genuinely, I probably spent, let's just say 60 days, just for simplicity's sake. I probably spent more than 30 of those. I probably spent more hours of my life drunk than I did sober. I don't regret it for even a second. I was happy. I met a lot. Even when I was miserable, I was happy. I was having so much fun and I met so much people, but at the same time, I reflect back on these so much, and it's like, how many of those people are still in my month now? Thankfully, at least one. And that actually makes me feel good. I feel genuine joy from that. The fact that I know that at least one person stuck around from all these drunken escapades. It feels good knowing that. Even if the people I wanted to stick around the most didn't. And even if, they've abandoned. Again, it's my own fault, but at the same time, it's not entirely my own fault. It's like, you fucking people are weak and pathetic, and you're all fucking faggots. I can't stand you. All of you are just so unbelievably just, the way you deal with your emotions. Inefficient. You're a byproduct of all the things around you, just as I am, but you just accept it so willingly instead of choosing any resistance. And it's hypocritical of me to say, because at the end of the day, I live my life completely lethargically, and I just float on this disgusting cesspit of reality that we have here, this ocean of filth that is our existence. And it's like, but you all swim and play in it so fucking adamantly. It's disgusting. I can't stand it. The way you deal with each other and your emotional turmoil and how you treat each other, it's just, you're filthy. You're fucking horrible people. And yet you're still better than me, and that's what really fucking grinds my gears. I hate so much of what you all choose to be. And more so than that, I hate everything that I am. It's infuriating. God, I just wish people could see things how I see them and acknowledge how much better it is and just choose to be that. And I wish I was the only problem with the world. It'd just be so simple to just fucking kill myself and everything would be better. There's so many things wrong and everyone just refuses to acknowledge it. And I can't say shit because that would make me a hypocrite. Fuck you. I can be a goddamn hypocrite. Doesn't make what I say any less true. Fuck all of you. You should just acknowledge it and be better. You choose the easy way out. You fucking pathetic sacks of shit. I hate you all. And yet I can't live without you. Yet I need you. It's mind-numbingly insanity-inducing. It's just, I just want to rip my brain out. I hate every aspect of my own intelligence. I wish I was a fucking lobotomite. Life would be so simple. And no matter how much I want to choose to just be a retard. I just can't. I can't. I have this obligation to be everything, to do better, to be better. I have to. I just can't stop this notion of infinite responsibility. I wish I wasn't broken so easily by others I cared about. I wish I just didn't care so much. The only people who are... No. My closest friends I care about and they stick around and they're thankfully they do. It's just kind of sad to say I probably only have 2 or 3 people in my entire life like that, but at least it's more than 0. You know, and that's really all I have. That silver lining is that it's more than 0. Maybe 5 tops. No, I'm going back down to 4. Maybe 4 tops. At least it's not 0, but fuck, man. They're all so far away from me. Always. They're never near me. Literally all over planet Earth. England, Belgium. At least there's 2 in Japan, but one of them's going back to America. And I don't know how long the other one's gonna be in Japan for. He'll head back to Germany. 3 of them are European. What the fuck? NA let me down big time. One of them I've actually never met in my entire life too. That's the crazy part. Yet he's probably the most realist nigga I know. He puts so much faith in me. It makes me want to be a better person. And yet I feel like I always disappoint him. But he sticks around anyways. And it hurts knowing that. Even when we get into squabbles where I'm like, alright, this is what's wrong with my life right now. And he'll be brutally honest and tell me it's me. And I'll lash out at him. Because obviously my ego's like too fragile when I'm in a weakened state. It's like, I'm a piece of shit, I hate myself. But don't you dare ever say or agree with that because I'll kill you. Because I'm the only person allowed to say that. And you know, I'm playing 2 fronts at the same time simultaneously because I'm so mentally deranged and dissociated. I'm literally 2 people at once when that's happening. And I emotionally, it's like, you know, when they say bipolar people like flip around like that. It's like, I want to say it's like that, except that I'm existing both emotional states simultaneously because it's like I'm just so mentally fucking shattered. I can be both like vindictive and just angry and spiteful towards people and just willing to burn every bridge at the same time. Just so depressed and miserable and despondent. And I'm not saying that like you can be mad and sad at the same time. No, I mean like they're not the same people, but they both exist simultaneously. It's the one person who's mad does not experience an ounce of that sadness. It's just pure disdain and hatred, even towards those that I care about, because at the end of the day, I can't trust people. It's been so hard like trying to unlearn that. And even now I still haven't fully. I still feel like I can only rely on myself. Which I think also is, other than the fact that, well, I'm insomniac, and it's like, it's just better to come outside and do all this than to be inside a rod the entire time. It's like the reason I just enjoy the silence of the night and having 0 people around. It's peaceful and comforting, just having everything, just the whole world empty and just me. It feels like every problem disappears as soon as everyone else does. Just, it's like a sense of tranquility. He makes me want to be a better person. I try to be a better person. I fail. He gives me shit for it. I give him shit for giving me shit. And he's like, I'm not trying to give you shit because it's just, no, and I know you're not. It's just, I have to be defensive. It's like, I just can't. I don't need this shit right now, man. I just need you to shut the fuck up and listen to me. I don't need you to tell me what I've done wrong and all that. Why? Because I already knew that before I even started talking to you. Because I'm not fucking retarded. And because I'm my own biggest critic. Everything that you're saying to me, I've already said 15 times, 50 times more, worse, more harsh, frankly, than you have. I don't need this from you. At least give me time to, like, bounce back, and then you can give me, like, the hard truth or whatever you want to call it, because it's like, then I'm actually listening. But more importantly, it's like, I'm still talking to you. At the end of the day, I value your input, and I know you're going to give me something I won't. Why? Because you're actually truly objective about it, because you're not me, whereas I'll give myself just the stick without the carrot, And then there's something to be learned or had from that, but it's it's not gonna come from me, because you think I'm gonna give myself advice? Look, even if I did give myself advice, which I would never, and the advice would be amazing, which it always is, because it's coded. There's no planet in which I've ever taken it. It just doesn't exist. There's just zero. I have a better chance of winning the lottery 10 times in a row than actually listening to myself. It just doesn't, it's not gonna happen. It's just so statistically improbable that in infinite realities, it just doesn't happen. Like, I don't know what you want me to say. God damn it, man. I wish girls didn't break my goddamn heart so fucking easily. I care so fucking much, and then as soon as I start caring, it's just I fumble everything, because it's like I'm so scared of losing everything. I just pull an Anakin and I just end up killing that bitch. Fuck me, if I can't have her, then fuck it, well, just get this shit over with now. Blow that shit clean off. It's like, this is going very well. I think this will implode in about 3 months. Just end it now. The crazy part is like, it's not my intention to end it, but it's like, I feel like subconsciously it's what I'm doing intentionally. Because it's like, I'm so desperate to hold on to it. I end up doing the most insane shit. But at the time, it feels so right. But then I look back, like, it immediately happens. I have about, like, a minute of, like, oh my God, I'm depressed. And then it just goes straight into reflection mode of, like, all right, it's from the play-by-play. Oh my God, that was the stupidest shit I've ever seen in my life. I didn't know you were that retarded. You knew that was going to end terribly, and you still did it. But in the moment, I didn't know that. In the moment, I was so convinced it was the right thing. Because I'm so, like, invested emotionally. And so it's like, okay, it clouds my judgment, I'm emotional, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, I'm not really that emotional of a person. So it's like, it's just strange when all of a sudden I just become emotional, when I'm, like, almost never. Other than just being miserable all the time. I just don't really count that, because it's like, that's my neutral, being depressed. Anyways, so I'm, like, emotional and reacting emotionally and doing stupid shit emotionally. Okay, I'm just human. Brother, I deal with a lot of shit under pressure all the time and all these other things. And it's like, even when I don't really get emotional. I just kind of crack from the pressure, and I just stress, and I just, like, blah, 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 blah. And I hate myself, and I just I get, like, mental lock. So I just do nothing. In these instances, I'm going out of my way to, like, I'm proactively doing shit to, like, ruin everything. And it's like, I swear to God, my brain is doing something intentionally to just full, like, every fucking hormone that you could possibly just manifesting it at sheer fucking will. Just, like, there's nothing there, and it just poof, wills it into existence. And now I'm emotional and feeling things, and I care, even though I never would. And then I just ruin everything. Like, guaranteed. And it's like, I think it's being done on purpose. Like, I think it knows that doing this shit is going to sabotage everything. And I do it because I'm just so desperate to cling on to it, and I'm listening to my brain, and it's like I'm full of monkey mode. And it's like, I'm the blind leading the blind. I don't think that's true. I think it's a man with sight leading a blind man off a cliff intentionally. Like, I genuinely think it's intentional sabotage. And it's crazy. And I hate it. It's wild. I don't really know how to kind of deal with that realization. I mean, that's assuming that's even true or whatnot. Sorry, I got distracted because a guy just walked past me. and I'm rambling like a madman. I got self-conscious there. I'm so accustomed to just it being no people that I just, I like fully emote, and oh, that guy was staring at me so hard. Oh my god, I looked insane. I wouldn't care normally, but it's like, I defenses are fully down because I'm absolutely all alone. That man he just appeared out of thin air. I was like, ugh. Oh, fucking Christ. I'm vulnerable right now is what I'm trying to say. So I just don't want to be seen. Which is exactly how it feels. The women I care about, it's like, I say all this shit and I just don't want to be seen by them. I hate myself so much. I'm never good enough for them. I don't want them to be with me, but I want to be with them more than anything in the world. I'm never good enough for them, and I hate myself, and you should never be with me, and why are you wasting your time with me? But at the same time, I want nothing more than you to dedicate every second of your life to me, because I just want to spend every nanosecond with you, and I don't ever want to leave. Complicated shit, man. And of course, they react the same as they always do, and it's just like, it's to be expected. I'm being overbearing, insane, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, it's like, I just wish one of you could see my acts for what it is. I wish you could either see through the bullshit of who I am and just know that I'm self-sabotaging and I'm just fucked up, and call me out my bullshit. Or that one of you is just felt the same way I did about you, and so like when I do this shit, you call me a retard, or just, again, just call me out my bullshit, but like, don't leave. Why do they always have to run? Maybe because I'm chasing them off a cliff. A man who has seen everything has nothing left to see. It just feels so intentional and cruel, and it's just I feel like I'm leading myself off cliffs, and I think it's with ill intent. I don't think it's as ignorant as I believe it to be. I do think it has to be intentional at this point. It happens every time, and the formula is the exact same, and I fall for it every time, and I never, like, it's just, my mind is, it has to be intentional. Like, I have to be doing this on purpose. I hate myself so much. I can't stand the thought of myself ever being happy. I just have to ruin everything. I'm my own biggest op, and the worst part is I can't stop myself. It's like I feel like I need someone to save me, because I just don't know what to do. I don't know where to go from here. I have literally abandoned my life 2 times over and restarted from scratch, and things are still happening the exact same way they've been happening all the time. It's just, I'm stuck in a loop and I can't get out. I don't know what to do. And as fucked up as I feel right now, and I have to quickly acknowledge the fact that I've been sleeping for basically nonstop for the past 48 hours. I haven't gone outside. This is like the first time I've been outside in 48 hours. I am intentionally skewing the numbers to make things seem worse as they are. The point still remains the same. It's bad. Fuck the numbers. It's bad. It's irrelevant. And yet I felt some small spark to just get up and go to the gym tomorrow, and maybe just get some food and just sit down and look for a job, and let's go look for a DJ controller, and maybe let's try to find a laptop, and maybe let's go learn the language for a bit, and just do these things without any pressure, and just try to live, man. Just live. Unfortunately, it's just a spark, and probably won't do any of those things, but if I can do just one of those things, and maybe another one of those things, and then another one after that, it's just, I think I might be happy. That's probably why I won't do it. It's because I'll be happy. I just wish I had someone with me to just take me to these goals of mine. Everything feels so empty without anyone. Even if I accomplished everything in my life, I would never be good enough for myself. It just isn't possible. So what's the point of living a life for me? I have always been and I will always be a slave to everything around me. There is no life to live for myself. As much as I want to believe I can or I can do it, as much as I want to fulfill the wishes of a child that never got to. He would have wanted so much more, and I'm sorry, I just can't fulfill that for you. I can only do it for another. I need that other to just be there and always be there. I just need a reason, because I have none. As much as I've been trying to do it for myself, I tell myself, do it for you. If not for you, then do it for the future. Like, whoever the fuck out there waiting for me. God forbid you do it for your son. That doesn't exist, and will probably never exist at this rate, but it's like, just do it for them. But it's not enough to envision or imagine or pretend. I'm just so stuck here in the now of, I'm so stuck in the past. I'm so stuck in the fear of the future. My present doesn't feel real. And every other potential future coming from whatever is real in the present, it's just not tangible. It's not, I'm not capable of envisioning it because I'm trapped in the past. And it really does seem like the door's one way and I need someone to kick it open and pull me out. And I hate that because, damn, this shit, I cooked with this one, coming full circle. Because I can't trust anyone. Because no one can be trusted. Because every time I've ever leaned on anyone for support in my life, they've just let me down. And they did in the worst way possible. They made me feel like I was the problem for ever leaning on them. Because I ever felt a moment of weakness. Because I was never strong enough to always stand up for myself and only me, and to keep standing no matter how weak my knees got, no matter how hungry I got, no matter how weak I was. I was expected to always remain standing, to keep carrying my load, and to never drop it, even for a moment. And so when I did lean on them for just a second, and then they dropped me, and I broke, and I shattered. And getting up every time was harder and harder at each iteration, and it keeps getting harder every time I fall down. It doesn't get easier, it gets harder every time. And to sit here and have to acknowledge the fact that I can't do this alone and I need someone else, it's soul crushing. Because I can't have anyone else. Which means I can never improve. And I'll always be stuck in the same place. And I'll always be this pathetic, excuseful person. So much potential. So much wasted potential. So many ambitions, so many dreams, so many possibilities. And the means to achieve them were there even when the cards were against me. I wasted it all. Out of what? Spite of those who had told me I needed to do everything, and they hurt me, and so what did I do? I burned myself just out of pure spite of them. Was it worth it? You know, if I died right now, maybe it would be. Because then I wouldn't have to live to deal with the consequences of my actions. The only motive I ever had in my life that ever got me to do anything was vengeance. I just wanted them to hurt so bad. It was the only drive I ever had. Because they hurt me just that much. Every time I felt like I had experienced the worst pain, they found something even worse. I think about the heartbreaks I've had in the past year or so, and how pathetic it is that my heart was even broken because of how nothing things were, and I just become attached, and it's like, but like, especially the one from October, I'm not gonna mention him right now. I'm not dealing with this shit right now. I'm just not. I'm not. That one was brutal. It was probably the worst one I've ever had. Excluding the first two I ever had, those ones were pretty fucking bad. But that's because there was actually a lot of back and forth. Like, I got really close with them, and they were, like, reciprocating, and then they just did that shit to me after I was, like... In the first instance, it's not even like I was, like, oh my god, I love you, blah, blah. No, it was like, I'm gonna tell you something really personal about myself because I trust you enough with this, but also because I'm dealing with a lot, and I just kind of need... you in my corner, and then you did that to me. It was devastating. It hurts so much, and despite all that pain from all those, they spurned from something that was filled with joy. And so when I think about the progenitor of everything wrong with me, these girls don't even come close. The scars in my being from that, they're more than just scars. She killed me. I died. I'm not even that person. I'm literally... I feel like I've been alive for eons. And I've experienced death more than once. I am not the same person. I mean that literally. People are like, oh, I changed. No, you don't change. You're molded. You sculpt yourself. You become something different. Fundamentally, you do not change. If you change as a person, it's probably because you were nothing to begin with. You had no morals. You had no principles. You were nothing. You were a fucking vacuum. People don't change. Are you kidding me? They don't change. They die. You go through some psychic... Like, no, you fundamentally changed in the sense that, like, you just aren't you. You could tack a different name on yourself and you'd be comfortable with it because you aren't that person. You were never... Like, you literally died. I died. I died at such a young age, too. I died and I never experienced any childhood. I had to grow up. I had to... And yet, despite all that, I just wanted affection. And it was never good enough. You hurt me so bad. And I tried so much to do everything to just appease you and make you happy. And it was like... I died. And I wandered that world as an empty phantom for so long. And the only thing that called to me was this flame of just eternal damnation. It was the only thing there for me in my corner. It was the only one. There was nothing. There was no light. It was just darkness. The ambience of some ambient light source reflecting off the eternal ash and hellscape of everything. Everything was just gray. It wasn't white or black. It was just this cloud of gray of just ash being kicked in the air like dust storms. And the only thing I had was hatred and anger and spite and vengeance. And it was the only thing I could ever rely on. I felt horrible and yet good at the same time because at least something was happening. And every second I spent making you suffer felt like I had meaning for the first time in my existence. I never got to achieve my magnum opus. I wanted to die knowing that she'd have to watch me lowered into my grave. I wanted her to have to deal with the ultimate pain. Having to watch your only child fucking die. Nothing you can do about it, just having to deal with that grief. Having to outlive your own kid. I wanted to die so bad. If not for me, just for her to suffer. I was so angry. God, I was so angry. Just fits of rage of just I just wanted to inflict so much pain. And it was infuriating knowing that everything I could have done to her would have been a fraction of what she did to me. How many people have I met in the past year of my life met me while drinking, thought I was the fucking most fun person I know. And they watch me keep drinking, they say, you're fucking crazy. And just how oblivious are they to who I actually am? And yet at the same time, I drink so much that the mask that I put on has started to become my real face. Because I spend more time doing that than I am being me. And I don't regret that for a second, because I want so desperately to be that person I am when I'm drunk. To be freed from the shackles of my own mind. All the time, always. It just... That's it, like, that's the dream. To just be anyone but me. And I can only do that if I drink, because otherwise my mind doesn't allow me to. Responsibility, it's just dreams. Because I'm a prisoner. And it feels like when I'm drunk, I'm let out into the yard after being in solitary for so long. I'm not truly free, but for those couple seconds when I'm tasting that sun and I can taste the fresh air, I know I am free. I'm freer than anyone beyond the walls of that prison. Because I know I'm not deluded into thinking that I'm free. I truly am. I'm free to be me for who I want to be. I'm free to just be happy. I'm free to make people laugh. And I probably disappoint so many girls too, because they come up to me wanting so much more from me, and I'm just so oblivious to that, and I just want to have fun and be friends with you. And then of course the ones I actually do fall for, and then it's like I disappoint them in a completely different aspect, because it's like I don't commit, I'm distant, I'm weird about like liking you, and then I suddenly snap and have a mental, like I just, like out of nowhere, you're like, you're not sure if I like you or not, and then I just completely like 0 to 10 billion self-sabotage. But you know, I do want more, but I just can't, like, I just can't stomach myself ever being happy. And because I like you, you deserve everything more than I could ever possibly be, so why would I burden you with me? And you don't realize it because you only see what I want you to see. Or, sorry, you only see what I want to be seen as when I'm drunk, and it's like, that's who I want to be, but that's not who I am, truthfully. I'm this is me. Just completely apathetic, filled with eternal turmoil. Wrath, just pure wrath. And despondent. I wish I could be more for all of you. But unfortunately, I just hate me too damn much. And I mastered hatred before I ever knew what the word love meant. You want me to love, but it's just not in my nature to be anything but angry and hateful. And yet I still want you. My life is nothing but an oxymoron followed by a paradox. Should just fucking kill myself. What a crazy year it's been. Here's to an even crazier one. Because, I mean, if not that, then what's the point in continuing? The insanity is the only thing keeping me going. I hope shit gets crazier. Thankfully, it's slightly chilly enough for this to not have gone completely bad. Don't worry, kid. Don't worry, son. I got milk. I'm coming back. Gonna be borderline. Hey, that guy's walking and talking too. Now I don't feel like I'm the only insane person out here. I'll see you guys around. Also, I love you.